Hi friends, today we are going to discuss about another part, Dynamics, 8th class IIT Foundation, part 1. Here we discuss mainly the force and inertia in our first part. So dynamics, last class we studied the kinematics. What is meant by kinematics? We have studied the motion of a object along a straight line without discussing the cause of motion. Here if you take the motion of a straight line without cause of motion. Here, without cause of motion. This we discussed in our last part, that is kinematics. Okay, now we are discussing dynamics. So, what is the dynamics? Dynamics. Dynamics is the study of cause of motion of the bodies, and we already know study of motion of the body or bodies, study the motion of the bodies and why they are move fast, why they are move fast, why they are move slow. Okay, why they are move slow, why they are remains at rest. This all we'll study now. Okay, dynamics is study of motion of the bodies. So here we have different types. Some bodies move very fast, some bodies move very slow, some bodies will be rest. So if it is moving fast and slow and remains rest, what will happen? So what are the properties we'll get? That all we discussed. Now next we have the force. That is very important. Force. What is meant by force? Okay, generally we know force. If you define how we define pushing or pulling an object is force, that we define. But in scientifically, this how to define means, here see, when you apply any force, let us take this is our, okay, let us assume this is football. When you kick this football, when you kick the football, what will happen? Actually, internally some change will be happen. That is very negligible, but internally change will be happen. That is due to the interatomic deformation. So there will be some deformation, means here mainly we have to focus internally small change will be happen on that football. Or same if you take this is rubber ball and pressing hand with here and both side, if you press, what will happen? This rubber ball also will be change its shape. Again it will deform internal position if it is a rubber. If you are applying more and more, it will be break also. So generally force can be defined in another way is, if push or pull of a given body which is rest or body moving with uniform velocity, here we took the rest bodies. Another one, if you take the body is moving with uniform velocity. Uniform velocity. Last class we already discussed. Uniform velocity means travels with equal displacement and equal intervals of time. Then the body moves increasing or decreasing speed. When it is moving, that is uniform velocity. If it is increasing and decreasing speed, that is non-uniform velocity. Then push or pull acting on the body is known as force. Whatever here we are applying some push or pull acting on the body, that is also force. Now another way, scientifically we can define another way of form force is defined as the physical cause. This is important. Physical cause, okay, which tend to change, the physical cause which tend to change the state of rest or uniform motion, the state of rest or uniform motion. Okay, uniform motion or this is the one form. Physical cause which tend to change the state of rest or uniform motion or simply change the shape and size of the body. Change the shape and size of the body. This is proper apt definition for the force. Physical cause which tend to change the state of rest or uniform motion or change the shape and size of the body. This is also force definition. And pushing or pulling an object, that is also force definition. This is a more precise way to define the force. Now, what is the force units? SI units of force is Newton. Okay, here some units conversions also there. 1 Newton is equal to how many dynes, and how to convert this Newton into dyne, that all we'll discuss. Okay, that all we'll discuss in later section. As for now, just I am giving the fundamentals, the force. Now this force we classified into two types. This force we classified into two types. One is contact force, another one is non-contact force. Non-contact force. Contact force, like we can touch with physically. Okay. Non-contact force we cannot touch with physically. Now we have in nature we have some forces. Okay, different types of forces are there that we going to discuss now. I will clear this now. Here there are five forces in universe. Five forces in universe. First one is mechanical force. Okay, mechanical force. First we'll write all forces, after that we'll go in detail. Second one is magnetic force. Magnetic force. Next, gravitational force. Gravitational force. And fourth one is electric force. Electric force. And fifth one is nuclear force. These are the common forces in our nature. So mechanical force, generally we see in our daily life, mechanical force, this is a contact force or non-contact force. Mechanical force will be maximum it will be the contact force. Okay, let us take the example. This is nail. This nail is, we want to penetrate this nail into wall. So we take the hammer. So with that hammer we are applying the force, then that nail will be penetrated into the wall. So here directly physical contact will be there with the hammer and the nail. That is a mechanical force. Now magnetic force. Magnetic force, take small iron piece. This is small iron piece near to the bar magnet. This is our bar magnet. South and north. What will happen when you move a small iron piece near to the bar magnet, it experiences a force. That force is the magnetic force. Force applied by the magnet, force applied by the magnet is called the magnetic force. Now, here the magnetic force is contact force or non-contact force. This is a non-contact force. Here there is no actual contact. When it is moving, there will be some attraction or repulsive force depend upon the polarity. Here it will be a non-contact force. Next, gravitational force. We all know gravitational force. Just here, this ground, we are throwing one ball. Again, it try to reach the ground. So this is a account of attractive force of the earth that exerts the ball. Similarly, earth also exerts attractive force. Okay, earth also exerts attractive force. That is, we know, due to the acceleration due to gravity, G, which is influence R. Newton gave universal law of gravitation. So same in, if you take the celestial bodies such as moon, sun and planets, there also exists some gravitational force. The force of attraction between any two masses, okay, that is known as the gravitational force. If you take here one object, this is, if you take, this is our ball, here this is V or I. So what is the gravitational force defined as the force of attraction between these two bodies. One is ball, another one is the human being. What is the force? That force of attraction we call the gravitational force. And this gravitational force is a contact force or non-contact force. Gravitational force also, it is a non-contact force. Here directly we won't contact, but it influences the some force due to the rotation of earth. Now, electric force. Electric force, how to define? Let us take the glass rod. Okay, this is our glass rod. We know when the glass rod is rubbed with wool, what will happen? The glass rod acquires the some charges. When glass rod is rubbed with wool, the glass rod acquires the some charges, electric charge. When the glass rod is brought, now this glass rod is brought near the small pieces of the paper. What will happen? Some papers will be clinger to the glass rod. Why it will be happen? This is due to the electric force. This is due to the electric force. Here, if you see, when it is cling to the glass rod, this will be a contact force. When it will get the touch with that glass rod, it will become a contact force. Before, here we have the glass rod. Before it is not cling to the glass rod, it will be a non-contact force that is very small. Now we'll get the nuclear force. What is meant by nuclear force? A nuclear force is force that exists only if the interacting particles are protons or neutrons or both. If you take, this is our atom, here nucleus. In that nucleus we have proton and neutron. So electron is revolving. So when proton and neutrons are existed, we'll get the nuclear forces. It is quite different from gravitational force and electromagnetic force or electric force. It is a quite different from these two forces. Okay, this is all about forces. Now we move with Newton first law. Okay, I will clear this. Newton's first law. Newton's first law of motion. So how to define Newton's first law of motion? We know if you just kick a football, what will happen? If you take this is a football, now you are just kick the football. It is try to move, moving in some direction, either a straight line or anything. It is try to moving. Thus, what will happen? There is a change in the state of the ball from rest. Initially, it will be the rest. When you kick, it is moving. So there is a change in the state of the body from here to here. Similarly, when the force is applied to a body in uniform motion, if, if after kicking, this will be moving with uniform motion. This will be moving with uniform motion. What will happen here when it is moving with uniform motion? The velocity of the body tends to changes. If we move uniform motion also, so when it is changed from here to here, the velocity will be changed. But if no external force act on the body at rest or in uniform motion, no external force act on the body. Here we are applying some external force. If these external force also not acting the body, and this is uniform motion, we are going to take the two cases. If no external force act on the body when it is at rest, and when it is moved with uniform motion, the body continues to be the same state. The body is continues to be the same state. Here it will be rest and rest, here it will be moving with same state. The form the forms this forms the basis of the Newton first law. Clear? What is the basis of Newton first law means? Here, when the body is at rest until unless external force act on this body, and here if the body is in uniform motion also until unless external force is not acting on the body. In these two cases is the basis for our Newton first law of motion. So in order to write the statement, proper statement, every body continues to be in state of rest or uniform motion. Okay, every body is, I didn't write, just I will explain. Every body, let us take it diagrammatically. Every body continues to be rest or in uniform motion. This is the rest case, or this is in uniform motion along a straight line. So all along a straight line unless until a net external force act on the body. Here in these two cases also the external force we didn't act. Okay, that's why the body isn't moving unless until the next net external force act on the body. Then we can conclude that the force is a physical quantity that change the state or rest of the motion of the body. We know that until unless net external force is applied means force we studied just now, it will be change the state or motion of the body. Okay, now that is our statement. We have some basic key points of our Newton first law. First one, if your body is observed to be at rest, now we are taking this one. If your body is observed to be at rest, then the net force acting on the body is zero. There is no force only actually if the body is at rest. That is the first one. Then second one, if your body is observed to be moved with uniform velocity, then the net force acting on the body must be zero. This is our second case, uniform velocity. In that uniform velocity, also if the body is moving uniform velocity, at that time also net force is zero. Remember, this two is very very important. Even though it is at rest and even though it is moving with uniform velocity, the net force will be zero. Next, third one, if the body is observed to be the neither at rest nor at uniform motion, any one of the case, then the net force acting on the body is not zero. Okay, any one of the case will be happen, the net force is not equal to zero. Another one, if the net force acting on the body is not zero, if net force acting on the body is not zero, then the body must be in non-uniform motion. Then the body must be in non-uniform motion, that is neither at rest nor at uniform motion. Not a rest and it's not a uniform motion. Next, if the net force acting on the body is zero, if net force acting on the body is zero, then the body must be either at rest or uniform motion. Definitely it will be follow any one of that. So these are our main conclusions from the force. Now here we get one property, rest. So that is, will define the property is inertia. Inertia. So inertia can be defined as inability of the body to change, inability of the body to change in its state, to change in its state unless acted upon by the net external force. Unless acted upon by the net external force, then only the body will move. Otherwise, the body is at rest only. That is the inertia. Another one. This is the basic concept of our Newton first law. Okay. Another definition also. It is try to oppose the motion. It is not able to move. That is also inertia. Now here in that inertia also we have different types. So again, inertia of rest. If it is rest, how it will be? Next one, inertia of motion. Inertia of motion. Next we have inertia of direction. Inertia of direction. Three types will give. I will give some examples. These three cases. Now, inertia of rest. Inertia of rest means it is try to oppose the change in states or motion. It will be the object is at rest position only. It won't change. It is try to oppose in its motion. That is inertia. Let us take the example actually here. In this table, we are placed all books. Here, these all are books. Just if you pulled out one book from downside, what will happen? Remaining books won't. It will be again replaced and will come to the same. So that is the example of inertia at rest. Or another example, if you take when the bus starts suddenly, a standing passenger in the bus tend to fall backward when the bus is at rest. Then either entire body of the passenger is at rest, but when the bus starts suddenly, the lower portion of the body passenger which is in contact with the bus moves along the bus while upper part remains at rest due to the inertia at rest. That is also another example. And inertia of motion. To take the inertia of motion here, inertia of motion means here the body is in uniform motion. Body is in uniform motion. If it is uniform motion also, inertia of the motion, it continues to remain same the state until unless same external force act on the body. Here if you take the example, when a boy is running and is tripped by a stone. Here when a boy is running and is tripped by a stone, what will happen? He falls. Why? Because his feet come to rest. His feet comes to rest. He is running it when it is tripped by the stone. At some point of time, he falls. Why? Its feet will be the rest, and whereas upper portion of this upper portion of this boy, what will happen? He is continues to be moved forward due to the inertia of motion. That is the one example. Next, inertia of a direction. In that inertia of a direction, if you take in this curve area, car is moving. When the car turns towards the left, so inside you turns towards the right. This will be happen due to the inertia of the direction. So it changes the direction also. Inertia of the direction. Same here, we'll get some few terms, mass and inertia. What is the relation? Mass and inertia. If you take if you take the football, kick it, what will happen? Football, kick it, it will moves. But same if you take that football with fill it with iron, and if you kick, it is very difficult to kick and it's very difficult to move. So from that what we'll get, ball has more inertia, while which ball iron ball has the more inertia compared to football, compared to this football. So by this example we can conclude that mass of the body is the measure of inertia. That is very very important. Mass of the body measures mass of the body measures of inertia. Mass of the body measures of inertia. That all our force and inertia. Next we will discuss friction. After that we will discuss some momentum and then Newton second law. Okay, next class. So up to here we'll end our session. Thank you. Thank you for watching. We'll see in next class.